You won your Commonwealth featherweight title against John Simpson with a broken hand. What was your take of the night?
I look back at it fondly, good memories. It was my first professional title and, first of many in my opinion. So, I'll always look back fondly on the night, but, as to the fight itself, it was a close fight, it was a split decision, but it was in his backyard. I had a lot of things to put up with there, the hostility. I was getting ready to do me warm up, I had everything getting shouted to me, all the crowd, but, I'm mentally strong. I just smiled, got on with it. I knew no one could get in and help him, and I got in. It was all going according to plan. I was out boxing him earlier, won every round early on, first 4 rounds in the bank, and then I come back the corner, I think it was the end of the 5th, and just felt something not right in my hand. I mean, I've broke my hand before, my right hand, but never had this pain, and it ends up being where the tendon had snapped as well. So after the fight I went to the hospital in Glasgow, and they just said it was broke but it was busy. So I said, look, I'll get it dealt with when I get home. So when I went home, I went to Mike Hayton, who's a specialist on the hands, and he said, no, it's no good in the cast, you need operating on it. It's the tendon snap. So I had an operation, I've been out since, but it's 100% now. Training's going brilliant, and I can't wait now. I couldn't have asked for a better fight really to come back with than Simpson. He had a good performance last time, got the British title, so now I'll get another title in beating him and putting a few things right and beating him well.
Does an injury like that in a fight, is it just pure adrenaline that pushes you through? Did you feel the pain when it happened?
Yeah, with myself, as I said, I broke my right hand before, and I got through the fight. It wasn't really a problem. But this time, it was every time I landed a straight jab, it was just like a lucky shock up my arm. So first I started trying to lead with a left hook with a backhand behind it, and I was falling in then, and John was getting some success up close. So I started in the end, what I started doing was just flicking my left hand out without my fist clenched, just as an obstruction for him really, just to keep him occupied, because I couldn't keep letting him walk me down, because what he does is what he does. He's compact and likes to throw a lot of shots. So I just started to keep him occupied, just flicking my hands out with a backhand behind it and just smothering up close really, which is where I think he got his success and I was getting mine outside. But it's a completely different fight this time, and I think I'll win it.
I was going to say, do you think the fact that you have beaten him before, does that give you an extra sort of edge mentally with your confidence?
Yeah, he's going to have it in his edge. It was close last time. He thinks he won the fight, so he's going to put it better this time. But I know I had one hand for 8 rounds. He's going to be able to get a massive shock. I know I beat him limited with one hand. I know I'll beat him easy now. When I've got 2 hands, I've got 100% confidence. I've got a good game plan going in. And I think people are going to sit up and take notice after they do a dominant job on Johnson.
Since you've last fought, he's beaten Martin Lindsay. You obviously haven't fought because of your injury. Do you think your inactivity is going to make a big difference?
No, I mean, people have seen him out of sparring, getting here with John Murray, Anthony Crolla, Joe Murray, other lads coming in the gym. The sparring getting's brilliant, it's as good as fights really. And I went over to Belfast in December. I watched John. John hasn't been the most active. He doesn't have many fights himself, so that one fight in between won't make much of a difference, And like I say, I say it to anyone who will listen, John Simpson, you're not going to change him. What he's going to do is what he's going to do. You've seen him once, you've seen him 100 times really, but sometimes he performs better at what he does. He gets his shots off more or whatever, but I know I've got a good game plan. There's a lot of holes in John Simpson, and I believe I'll expose him on the night.
Obviously the fight's taking place in Liverpool, so you've got fantastic home support. Does that ever give you a bit more sort of pressure, or does it all sort of spur you on?
No, I love fighting at home. I don't mind going and fighting away. Like last time in Glasgow, I told everyone before it won't affect me, and it didn't. And I've boxed all around the world in the amateur. I had 150 amateur fights, which we're all more than half of them were in other countries probably. So I know what it's like boxing away, but there's nothing better than getting that buzz of coming back home and boxing in front of all your friends and family. And I think that'll lift me even more. And if it ever does get to a time when you've got to dig in, I do think you can. Again, that'll lift you and spurs you on. So he had all that last time, and he still couldn't win the fight against me with one hand. So in my opinion, he's got no chance now.
He's obviously never been stopped before. Do you think you will stop him, or do you think it will go to sort of 12 rounds again?
I don't mind. Again, if I stop him, it's a big eye opener for people. And I wouldn't put it past if someone. If I do stop him, I wouldn't get out the ring surprised thinking, I've just stopped John Simpson. I just think, it was what I said, I was going to dominate against him. And his trainer Billy Nelson makes out like he's invincible, and there's no one who can hit him. But anyone who gets it in the chin and it well, if someone who can punch, then they're going to go. And there's weaknesses in John Simpson, I'll expose them.
You've obviously moved gyms and you're starting to train with Gallagher. How's that been going?
Brilliant. I couldn't have asked for more. The preparation I've had up to now already has been brilliant, and the game plan he's working on, the videos we've watched, and Joe studied him and really got a good game plan going in, and I couldn't be happier. It just
Are you going to change your game plan from the last fight at all, or just stick with the same sort of training?
There is a good few different things I've been working on. Obviously my boxing ability is what people looked at last time. I went in just to outbox John Simpson. I don't think his boxing ability is that good. He's a good compact fighter up close, but his boxing ability is not the best, and I relied on that last time. But there's a few other things I've been working on this time, and on the night it'll all come together.
What encouraged you to get into boxing initially when you were a kid?
With myself, my dad's always watched it and stuff, but obviously with me it was me big brother. Paul boxed before him. I was like any young kid, used to just follow my big brother around.
You always been in competition or just wanted to emulate what he does?
No, I think as I said, I just used to follow him around. He went to a boxing gym, so I followed him in. I wanted to start. I was too young. He said, come back when I was 10. So I went back in at like 9 and they let me start and I got going there. And then, my younger brother Liam and Callum, them two followed on. And there's 4 of us now all doing well, all won national titles and stuff. So, it's been a successful story.
Running through the family. Which boxers inspired you as you were growing up?
I used to watch Nazim Ahmed a lot. He was one who excited me, made me want to go to the gym and want to box. His entrances and stuff. But when I started getting into them, watching boxing back more on videos and stuff, Sugar Ray Leonard's my idol. He's the one who I look up to.
Where do you see yourself in the next few years in terms of boxing?
I haven't looked past this next fight. I want to win his British title, and from then on, I'm British and Commonwealth champion. Anyone who wants to do anything domestically has got to fight me to get a title. If anyone wants to win any belts, then I'm the man with the belt. So. I want to get a few defence in. I want to keep that British title. It's something I've always said, I'd win for my dad and give it to him. So I want to win a British title outright, my Commonwealth, and then move on to the European.
Yeah, and what's the ultimate you want to achieve before you retire?
I want to be world champion, definitely. I don't think I'd be in the game if I didn't want to go all the way to the top. I don't think I'd put this much in and I sacrifice a lot for boxing, so I think I want the rewards at the end.
I was going to say, is it hard? Do you have to sort of let go of any sort of social life and everything throughout sort of training?
Yeah, it is, especially it's worse, I suppose, when you start getting to 18, and your mates are all starting to go out, the nightlife, going out and getting girls and stuff, and you're not, you're going home and you're staying in because you've got at the gym in the morning or you're fighting next week, so you can't eat. Your mates are going to McDonald's and stuff. It is a lot of sacrifices, which people might think it's a lot, but at the time, it is when you're a kid growing up, and it's only got worse really as you get older.
What age were you when you sort of thought, right, enough's enough, I've actually got to really sort of take this seriously and I can see this going somewhere as a career?
Well, with myself, I was young, ever since started boxing, right from the age of 12, when I first went in the national championships, I won the national title. I ended up winning 9. I was national champion nearly every year. I won the first national title at 12 years of age and ended up winning 9 national titles. So I boxed for England right from 13 right the way through. I was never not in the England team, so it was sort of always serious from 13 years of age. It was always like, I was going away to boxing. I boxed in Moscow at 13 years of age for England, so it was really at a high level right from the start with me, so I've never known nothing else. So I think with myself, it's been serious from the get-go, but with other kids, it sort of gets serious around that age, 17, 18, when you start getting in the national squad and all of a sudden you can't do things you want to do.
Well, good luck in your fight against John Simpson. We look forward to watching it.
Thank you, thanks.